Hey guys, we're back. And thank you for joining me, The Art of Comics. I'm your host, Andres Salazar. You said it wasn't going to happen. You doubted me, but we're here. Alex Toth, episode part 9 of the series of Alex Toth. We're probably going to do about 10 to 12 of these, but I wanted to get back to these because it's been many months since I did the first 8, and I thought, you know what? Let's do this. Okay, guys? So I've been trying to keep these videos somewhat short. There's a drop off, after 5-10 minutes. My major demographic are men older than 30. So that's the crew that loves these videos. But for Alex Toth, we're not going to stop at no 10 minutes. We got to give him proper respect, proper amount of work. And yeah, we are going to go over that. So strap in, get yourself a brewski or whatever, a root beer, a soda, and let's talk about Alex Toth. Okay, so part 9. Last episode, we talked about his work he did, which is some of the best stuff he did, was the Three Musketeer stuff he did. And we're going to, Three Musketeer, man, it was just amazing. This book is full of model sheets. That's the majority of this stuff. That's the majority of what he did for Hanna-Barbera and the different animation houses. Because there's more money in animation than in comics. And it's less work as far as just hours grinding. So that's where he went, and he's brilliant. So we're going to just take off right where we left off in part 8 and assume that you just watched 8 and now we're going to 9. Here we go. We're going to continue. Oh, look at these wonderful panels. Again, I'm going to say this over and over again. What separates Toth from everybody else is the cleanliness, the understanding of line, the ability to make things clean, make things simple, and the readability. Just brilliant stuff. I'm just huge freaking fan of this stuff here. Just the positioning too, the ability to position things in these fight choreographed kind of moves are wonderful. It's just brilliant stuff. So there's fight choreography, there's positioning, and he didn't have reference. He didn't have some 6-year-old. I mean, he used reference at times, but it's not like he's got his little boy here, moving in positions with a play sword. That I know of. I could be completely wrong. Please, I think his son's name's Eric. Eric Toth, if you're watching, please correct me. Oh man, you know what I really also love is his use of line, heavy thickness line, the kind of like big Sharpie marker with the thin, kind of repeatograph line. I just love the way that creates really cool volume and stuff like that. Okay, from Skyhawks to Super Friends. So this is fascinating. When he moved and did, by the way, oh man, do you guys know Robin Hood? Like the cartoon Robin Hood? It is so freaking good. I loved Robin Hood. I think it is such a good cartoon. If you guys haven't seen it or it's been a while, go check it out. It is still brilliant. Alex didn't stay at Disney very long. He was only there for about 3 months. They were cheap. He mentions here that he was paid $150 a week less than his Hanna-Barbera salary. So, Alex was a genius, and we talked about these in the other parts. He just he had a problem with editorial. He was a genius. He had it a certain way. He knew the way he wanted it, and he would be perfect now. Alex Toth would be so perfect because you don't need an editor. You could self-publish. You can do your own thing, and people respect that. You can be an auteur. But back then, you couldn't. You had to play the game. You had to do it the way they wanted. You had to listen to editorial. And he, wasn't easy for him. Look at these. This is just so good. I love these sheets. I love this little ink sketch right here. Look at these great costuming. I would love to see his scrap file. That's another thing that would be really nice to look at, is checking out his scrap file. What is he looking for? How is he getting his costume ideas? I'm sure he had some amazing books on all that kind of stuff. And here's like more fantasy stuff. It says he's doing the model sheets for Josie and the Pussycats in outer space. There was a lot of crazy cartoons back in the 70s, man. Just really wild out there ideas, mashups, things like that, which I thought was kind of fun. Yeah, I love all these little monsters. Kind of reminds me of the Herculoid stuff that we talked about last episode. Lost in Space, classic. Just few. Doesn't that look just like the Professor? Wow. And there's the robot. I can't remember the robot's name. Oh, robot? Robon. Is that right? Doesn't sound right. I'm not familiar with this one. Goober and the Ghost Chasers. This is a new one for me. But I love these little shots here. Just adding such cool stuff. And just look at his ability to draw and space the, perspective of this stuff. Looks so good. Really dig it. Man. It's so classic. It's like, it feels European in some way, what we would call European sometimes nowadays. The simplistic cartooning, but yet in a real world, with real kind of dimension. Oh, this stuff is great. The C-Lab stuff is great too. Yeah, his tech stuff, I like his tech. I like his techie stuff. I like it. It's like or reminds me a little bit of Wally Wood, although it has nothing to do with Wally Wood, but he's another artist I like his tech. Sci-fi stuff. C-Lab was cool. It's really neat ideas. The horticulture room. Different guns, just making things work in the real world. The turret, the way that it moves, around space. Everything's kind of logical. So cool. Oh, look at these guys. Many of you are familiar with the Super Friends. It says, Alex Toth's first model sheets for Superman were rejected by DC because they weren't consistent with the house style created by Kurt Swan's version of Superman. Kurt Swan's Superman is epic. It really is cool. I'd have to look at it side by side to see how different it is. It reminds me a little bit of like the Tom Strong stuff that Chris Sprouse did. Chris Sprouse does a great kind of like big chin, thick-necked guy. Which reminds me a lot of like a Kurt Swan kind of thing going. That's interesting. His first version of Wonder Woman was kind of the old school 1942 version, and then they moved to more of a current look with the long hair and the 70s kind of jazz. This one definitely is cooler than this one. This looks just kind of old, not as hip, Great back. All this stuff is great, man. Again, I was talking about studying and doing master studies. This would be great. This would be just sit here and just redraw this. Redraw the head in these poses and just kind of learn what he's doing from these angles and stuff. Oh, dude. This is great stuff. Really cool. Oh, Plastic Man. Green Arrow. So cool. And I love his shading he puts in there. That's great. Now we go into storyboards. These are quite complex. I'm just going to flip them because it goes. They're quite complex, but they're really amazing. Just the faces again. It's like this is actually all you need. You don't need any more lines. You don't need it. You put some color on it. Boom, it's done. Like his storyboards are like straight up drawings. There's not like this is like a straight up face. You don't need to do any more. He drew it already for you. It's like quite amazing the way the detail, the level of accuracy. Man, and you can see it's all in his head and the whole idea of it. Such a real, just fascinating, man. Look at this. Here, down to his hand, moving the dial, back up here. What a beautiful position that is right there. Then you've got Aquaman looking up. Then you go back out, tilting the camera over here. Just really cool action, the movements. This is just brilliant animation stuff. Again, I mean, could we just make this into a comic? Can we somehow just put these on a page and just read this? Canopy opens, all looking around. Robin, Holy Hollow Planets, here we are. Wonder Woman, it's incredible. We're somewhere on the uncharted center of the earth. Yeah, I think we could just read this thing. Superman, we've got to start searching for the Wonder Twins and Captain Marvel. Right, Superman. We'll head that to the North Shore. Superman, Batman on his cruiser. They're jamming through the water. Wow, just so cool. This is a great action. You see the feet, then comes down. Look at that great face there. No, you know. Gleek, was it Gleek, the little monkey thing? Can't remember. Just amazing work. It'd be interesting to see how many versions, like how long did it take him to get this? You know, did he have pages and pages of ideas, or was it just like he just did this? You know? And here's some great color, kind of like pre-production kind of images. Solomon Grundy. Yeah, just amazing stuff. So when you watch those old Super Friends, you're looking at some Alex Toth animation kind of design work. This is from the Clue Club. I don't know this either. Again, there were so many cartoons he worked on, model sheets for, and a lot of these might not have even went to series. They just kind of, you know, this is what you work on, and then they use this to pitch stuff. Amazon Patrol. I didn't know this. I don't know Amazon Patrol either. Ooh, wow, look at this. This is really cool. Love that face of that lion there on his shoulder. It looks great. Looks so great. Man, look at the composition of this. Look at this page. That is great. Magic Man. That is cool. Comes with the big old Black Panther. Boom. Coming out with a big Rolls Royce. That is cool. I'm feeling that. Just really great. I mean, there's so many neat things he's doing here. Cutting that off. Him coming out of the panel. He's moving with this cat goes to kind of a quiet place, gets his little towel, ba-boom, zaps, which cloud comes in from the shadow of this. I mean, just really neat stuff. This here, just kind of showing action, really. This little spot, it's kind of neat. Oh, this is great. I like the costumes and stuff of historical stuff. Yeah, the color stuff's pretty fun to see his coloring. Oh, what is this? Huh, Farrah Fawcett. Farrah Fantastic. What? Dude, there was a Farrah Fawcett cartoon? Dial H for Heroes? Wow, that looks like him right there. Wow. It's a little bit like him right there. Look at that. Those are great. Man, so good. He just could draw. I mean, there's just no other word for it. Look at these drawings. Wow, look how sexy this is. Look how cute that is. And notice her foot is turned out like that. You don't see that much at all. That's a position, though, you can see someone in, but that's not something you see people drawn like that, though. But there's such like a naturalness to it. Wow. So good. Looks like a full comic. I don't know what this is. Lupazoids. Huh. My pal Max. I mean, it just goes on and on. I mean, this in a way, a lot of time, when you look at this whole book, in a way, it does kind of overshadow the comics because this probably reached more people. More people saw the cartoons, more people were affected by these things than they were the comic books that he did, a decade earlier. So this, in a way, eclipsed the other stuff, although I would say, wow, this is great. Although I would say, the comic stuff is great too. Wow, look at this. Interesting. This is the way they originally did it. And they kind of younged him up a bit, right? They're like, oh, we need to make this guy a little younger. So they definitely younged her up. She's young and cute there. And he's like a young dude. Just kind of redid his hair a bit and to give him a bigger smile. That's cool, the Dune Patrol. Super Cop. I've never heard of this either. It's kind of a... the Super Scouts. That sounds kind of familiar. Oh, I like this Indian thing. Totem Man. I'm feeling that. Oh, I love the Sorcerer Prince. We've seen this before. He's done that many times. That's just a brilliant photo. Not with the bang, but with the grumble. He was a bit of a curmudgeon. We've talked about that before. We won't go into it again, but he had some amazing abilities. Let me tell you that right now. What a great book this is. If you get your hands on this book, I highly recommend it. It's out of print, I'm sure, and it might be quite pricey, but you could find it. But it might cost a couple cents. These are great. I love crowd scenes. I love having perspective in them. I love seeing how they overlap with one another. That is a skill. I just love the way those things work. Just brilliant. Oh, here's some Wonder Woman. 1981. I like the inking job. I mean, just like seeing his inks is really nice too. Just really great stuff. He had chops, that's for sure. That's a great Incredible Hulk too, and Spidey. I don't see much Spidey. Yeah, that's really neat. That would be a really great piece. Just to be like, yeah, I got some Alex Toth Spider-Man. Really cool. There you go. There's the man. We'll do 1 or 2 more episodes, but just want to share with you guys my thoughts. I'm a huge fan of Alex Toth. He is literally someone that I study. He's just considered one of the best ever. And thanks for watching. And check out all my other videos. Take care, guys. Bye.